us the story on this thing.
So I bought the car about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And always wanted a 68. And my cousin found the link on Craigslist. It's a 69. It's
Close enough. Yeah.
And basically we bought it just as a shell.
Okay.
And he had a 318 laying around out of a 68 Fury, so that's what it's got in it. And we've put a few speed parts on it.
Sweet.
Everything as far as the drivetrain, other than the engine and transmission, have been replaced.
Okay.
So it's got 8 3/4 that's been gone through. New wheels and tires and brakes all the way around.
And you guys are just, because you said you're like wrenching as we speak, so you guys just got it going?
Correct. The
Right on.
car has went around the block in our neighborhood.
Dude, that's awesome.
So we're going to see what it does.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck out there, man. That's
Thanks.
a sweet car. I love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I was trying to make the big push on the Charger as well, but it was just a little too far out. I didn't get to around the block part yet, so. And then I just didn't want to stress over it, so I was like, all right, it's rolling, it's got brakes,
Yep.
It'll go up and down a trailer.
We have no idea what this is going to do, but
Yeah.
it's still just awesome to be out here.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And you guys are from Ohio?
Correct. Columbus.
Holy crap, you guys
3-day
long-hauled it.
trip out here.
Right on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Freaking cool.
Yeah.
And did it look just like this?
It
I assume?
looked just like this with the exception of the hood and the fenders. It didn't have any of that when I got the car.
Okay.
So the fenders are brand new fenders, which I was excited to have brand new fenders on an old car because I'd never been able to afford that before.
Yeah.
But I had never been so excited to paint them with spray paint. So those were spray bombed, and then I bought a fiberglass Hemi hood because I always wanted one of those on the Dart.
Yeah. Oh, it makes it look.
And I did paint that with a traditional spray gun, but with Rust-Oleum barbecue paint.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
It turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I was rattle canning mine. I didn't even get my hood on. It's got a 6-pack scoop on it for the Charger, but
Yeah.
you could see all kinds of streaks. So
I wanted it to be hinged, so I fiberglassed some aluminum angle, and then I took the springs off of the hinges
okay,
and just bolted the hinges on the hood.
that's the way to go.
Turned out pretty good. My wife and I did that, so I got to give her some credit on the fiberglass work.
Way cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I had a 69 Roadrunner that had a liftoff, and once you have a liftoff, you're like, oh, what a pain in the ass this is. Take it to a car show and you're worried that the wind's gonna take the hood and slam it into an expensive car, you know.
And that kind of scared me, and like I said, I wanted it to be hinged.
Yeah. No,
it's got a prop rod and it's
definitely
pinned on the front, but it's kind of ratty, but it's what I like. And
dude, I love ratty cars.
we pretty much built the car exactly the way I wanted it to be. So
yeah, true roadkill fashion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some duct tape on the seat. I was joking with him. I said, "Hey, I got a seat cover," and I rolled duct tape.
Oh, nice. And it's cushioned.
Yeah.
So sweet. It's actually pretty nice shape. Interior's, yeah, it's not bad at all.
The steering wheel came from the Mopar Nationals a couple years ago.
Okay.
Picked that up for $10. It had a little, 3-spoke wheel in it that was, I don't know, like 8 inches in diameter.
Oh, yeah.
But
is it manual or power?
everything is manual.
Oh yeah, that's a bitch to steer.
It's really not that bad in this car.
No, not with. I mean, with the tiny steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad, especially if you go with the somewhat narrow front tire. It's not so bad. My Roadrunner, I had another Roadrunner that was more ratty, and I had like 4-inch welds on the front with like the drag, small tire on there. And I was like, yeah, this is way easy to steer around.
Yeah. How did it drive with those?
Oh, it was fine. Yeah, I mean, you probably don't want to go, over 100 in them, I guess, but
what brand?
yeah, I drove it just fine.
Okay.
But I didn't drive them all the time like that. I ended up switching. I had like 6-inch rims for the front with, I think 225 BFGs.
Yeah.
And then I think the back was 275s, and the rims in the back were 8-inch.
Okay.
So I kind of had a set for the street and then a set for the track. But
This car had a 7 1/4 in it when I bought it, and the leaf springs were all twisted up. And I've had a few of these, but I never had an older one. And just as a kid flipping through the Mopar performance catalog, the super stock springs.
oh yeah.
I told him, like, I'm just gonna get them. So we got the 8 3/4. We got the new leaf springs, but when we pulled the 7 1/4 out, there were like half of the bolts that should have been in there, pulled it in.
Oh shit.
And it had a paint pen. Somebody wrote like 69A on it, and he's like, I think this came out of a junkyard, But yeah, I don't know. So it's come a long way.
So this is super stocks right now?
Yeah,
It actually seems not as high.
hiked up.
Yeah, because usually they get really stink bugged.
Yeah,
This
so
actually
it's
looks
got
good.
the O3s and the O2s on it, just the way they're supposed to be.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. It's 390 gear,
Oh yeah, so it's got some good bite.
sure grip. Had to have a drive shaft made for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of parts came from him. Just the motor and transmission and intake and carburetor.
So it's just all kind of the stuff you weren't using at the time, and
Right.
yeah.
You didn't really know how to dispose of it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go about it.
He's a big block guy, and he bought a car from Tucson, right?
Yeah.
68 Fury from
That's what-
Tucson.
I was telling somebody this motor's back, and it might end up staying here. I don't know.
But yeah, we had
Nice.
no idea. He got it to run before we took it out of the Fury.
Okay.
It had bad freeze plugs. He's like, I know it runs at least.
Yeah.
And we put an intake and carburetor on it.
Camshaft? Did you put a cam? No,
No.
bone stock cam?
As far as we know.
Okay.
It does so the motor's a 68. It does have the later timing cover and water pump on it.
Okay.
So it's got the passenger side and
Yeah,
Up
the
until-
aluminum style, right?
Yeah.
The other style's cast iron. The older ones, I don't know when the cutoff was.
I think it was 70 maybe.
Okay.
But the older style cover has a metal tab with the timing marks on it, which would be on the other side.
Oh, okay.
So about 2 weeks ago, we put this other cover on there.
Okay. And balancer?
New balancer, yeah.
Okay.
Because the marks were on the wrong side.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He came out of my house and he's like, "Hey man, I think we got to get another balancer." And I'm like, but,
Or market, you know.
Yeah. We tried that, but I don't know. We didn't have a lot of faith in that.
No, I would have done the same thing, especially if you have one laying around.
And so once we took the old cover off, the chain was pretty wore out, so it's got a new timing chain and gear set.
Okay. Cool. What was your name?
Jason.
Jason. Johnny.
Johnny, nice to meet you.
Likewise. Wish you guys luck. What was your name?
Ben.
Ben.
Nice
Pleased to meet you.
John. Yep.
All right, guys. Good luck out there. Have fun.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll see you around.
Thank you.
Average is worth 14, 17, and 19. 17.3 on the Dart.